his voice filled with genuine disgust. Chapter 5. The morning after. Jack stumbled back into apartment 201, his heart still racing. The apartment was quiet, the only light coming from the moon filtering through the curtains. "Yeah, it's me, Jack," he whispered as he saw a shadow move in the kitchen. "No, Chrissy," the shadow replied. "It was Jeanne." "There's nobody there," Jeanne said, her voice cold. "You don't have to get hostile just because I'm a little late." "Jeanne, get lost," Jeanne snapped. "I have something I want to," Jack started, but his eyes landed on the remains of the birthday cake on the counter. "Hey, you know something? This cake is delicious." "Jeanne, Chrissy," Jack asked, looking around. "Oh, I get it," he said, realization dawning. "The silent treatment. Oh, boy, if there's one thing I hate, it's the silent treatment." He sat down at the table, his shoulders slumped. "Look, I just came up to pack my things and say goodbye." "Goodbye," Jeanne said, her voice finally breaking. "Oi, are you sensitive?" Jack said, "You don't have to leave just because you missed the party, even though it was a lousy thing to do, and crummy, and despicable, and rotten. Could we go back to the silent treatment?" Jack asked, his head in his hands. "You don't have to move out," Jeanne said, her voice softening. "I'll get over it." "Roper won't," Jack said. "Roper?" Jeanne asked, her interest piqued. "Yeah," Jack said. "I had a little trouble in his car." "What happened?" Jeanne asked. "Did she say no?" "Roper's car overheated on the freeway," Jack explained. "And Roper's niece, well, she was on the living room sofa. And then Roper came in and caught us, and that's when the whole place boiled over." "Well, what happened?" Jeanne asked, her eyes wide. "Nothing," Jack said, "but he kicked me out anyway. I have to move." "Oh, Jack," Jeanne said, her anger forgotten. "Yeah," Jack said. "Oh, we don't want to lose you," Chrissy said, emerging from her bedroom. "Oh, that Roper?" Jeanne said, her eyes flashing. "He's got a lot of nerve throwing his weight around like that. Listen, you, this is a partnership here. And if you throw one of us out, then you throw us all out. Right, Chrissy?" "Right," Chrissy agreed. "Right. What?" Chapter 15. The Skeptical Inspector. The silence in the apartment after Jeanette's cry of "call the police" was brittle, broken only by Chrissy's soft rhythmic breathing as she tried to process the catastrophe she had accidentally set in motion. $300. In 1977, that wasn't just a month's rent. It was a small fortune, a wall between them and the sidewalk. Within the hour, a uniformed officer stood in their living room, looking less like a protector of the peace and more like a man who had seen too many episodes of Dragnet. He flipped open a notebook, his expression one of weary, practiced cynicism. Tripper, Jack Tripper, the officer asked, looking at Jack, who was currently wearing a bath mat as a makeshift scarf because he was shivering from pure nerves. Oh, yes, that's me, officer, Jack said, his voice jumping an octave. I'm the one who phoned in about the stolen money. Right, the officer said, his eyes scanning the room. No signs of forcible entry. How'd they get in? Chapter 24, The Culinary Crisis. The following week, Jack was not worried about rent or ropers. He was worried about his soul, specifically the part of his soul that depended on the successful creation of a soulful O Grand Marnier. The Grand Escoffier final was approaching at the Culinary Academy, and Jack was currently using the apartment kitchen as a high-stakes laboratory. Jonna, don't move, Jack yelled, holding a silver whisk as if it were a surgical instrument. Any sudden vibrations and this whole thing collapses. Jonna froze mid-step, balancing a stack of laundry. Jack, I can't stay like this forever. My left leg is starting to fall asleep. A sleeping leg is a small price to pay for culinary immortality, Jack retorted. He was wearing his full chef's whites, a tall Taqua perched precariously on his head, and a smudge of flour on his nose that made him look like a very stressed Perot. Chrissy entered from the hallway, humming a tune and swinging her purse. Hi, everyone. Guess what I found in the mailbox? Chrissy, stop! Jack shrieked. Chrissy froze. What? Is there a spider? Chapter 26. The Ghost of Boyfriends Past. The mahogany crate sat in the corner for 3 more days, a silent witness to the growing domestic turbulence. Jonna had spent the morning aggressively dusting the bookshelves, a sure sign that something was bothering her. Jack was in the kitchen, attempting to salvage the rubbery remains of his failed soulful by turning it into a very confused bread pudding. Johnny, you're going to rub the finish off those encyclopedias, Jack noted, not looking up from his mixing bowl. Jonas stopped mid-swipe. I have a letter from David. Jack paused. David, that I'm moving to Europe